We're here backstage with Blitz Kids. Do you mind explaining how Blitz Kids came about forming?
Basically our drummer Hawks decided that he was in a bunch of bands and stuff, and he just decided that he wanted to start his own band, something fresh, something original, and he bumped into Billy at a bus stop, and I guess they started talking, a bit creepy, but they found out that he played guitar, so they started a band. And then I met Billy at college, and Billy was talking to me, and I was like a drummer in a load of different metal bands and stuff. I was passing the time. I just did art at college, and I was like, I'll play drums. And Billy was like, I need a singer, and me being like stupidly brazen and just like, I'd never sung before, but I think I'd seen the Used like a week before at a gig, and I was like, fancy being a singer, I do. So I just said I could sing, and he was like, alright, and then they auditioned me. I'd never sung before, and I just tried out, and I guess Hawks liked my voice, and that was it. And then we got Jono and Nick pissed at our local pub and just said, like, do you want to join our band? And they were like, yeah, because they were in another band, so we got them pissed and convinced them to leave that band and join our band. That was it.
So you're from the town of Crewe. What's the music scene around there like?
There isn't one really. No, I mean there's a few more bands now that we've sort of started, and we've started getting a bit of response, from the press and what have you and things like that. But there isn't really. There's sort of you start a band in school, all your mates come and see you, and then you go to college or university, and then you give up. It's that sort of scene. There's no one that's really sort of serious about music. Except us, really.
Because when you were starting out, it said that you used to practice in your mum's garage.
We practiced in Johnny's mum's garage. Yeah. Now we practice in my mum's garage. It's Johnny's mum's garage was literally a garage, so it's like. And we filmed one of our videos in there, or two of our videos in there, and that was like spray paint on the walls and like rats and stuff. But the garage we practice in now, it's not really a garage. It's like an extension that we've like converted into a studio room with mattresses like stuck to the walls and stuff. So.
Sweet. We've heard from your fans that you finally get into a bit of bother for not doing any local shows. Is that true?
Yeah, we do. But like I said. There's no scene, so we've got like a small minority, we've got a small fan base at home that would come and see us, and we feel like we don't want to go and do a hometown show unless people are actually going to come. I've cut myself on stage. We don't want to do a hometown show unless people like sort of give a shit about us. You know what I mean? So we're just sort of waiting until there's enough of demand for it, if you were. Like a few people complain, but nobody wants to come and see us because they judge us as that band that did alright and left. Do you know what I mean? We're not mates with any of like the sort of 14, 15, 16 year olds, because we're a lot older, and that would be creepy and probably illegal.
Because you've now signed to Hassle Records in order to release your first album.
Yep.
Which was Vagrants and Vagabonds. What would they like to work alongside?
They were awesome. We spoke to a bunch of labels, and they were just like dudes. They just Americans. I'm one Brit. They were really cool. We just had a sit down meeting with them, and they showed a lot of passion for what we were doing. They sort of like, this is what we want to do. Like, we really like the music, and they were just really into it. And the other people we'd spoken to were a bit like, cold businessmen, sort of like, oh, we'll do that. I guess we'll put out the record. And so we went with them because they were just like real good dudes, and it hasn't been a bad choice at all because we love them to pieces. They're awesome guys.
How does it feel to be signed to a record label that's worked with or working with such bands as Alkaline Trio and Since as well?
Awesome. Yeah, I mean they've put out some records by like my favourite band Thrice. Obviously Alexis on Fire. They had those guys. Dallas Green. Some of our favourite bands are on that label. So that did sway the decision for us, definitely.
Because it's known that record labels do sort of like put pressure on the creativity of the band. Have they like sort of pushed you in a sort of direction, or are they just letting you do your thing?
They literally just let us do our thing, like even with the smallest things. I mean, I think we've got one of those really rare deals nowadays, because like you say, they put a lot of pressure on people to write a certain way, things like that. But with us, they literally just go, we trust you, just do what you want. With the album recording, you know, we'd recorded it already, so they couldn't change anything about that. But with like the music videos, they literally just give us the money to do it and say, just come back with a video, because they know we're going to do a good job, because they just trust us, which is really important to have from a label. Yeah. Definitely.
You've been getting fantastic reviews from such magazines as Kerrang and Rock Sound, and also those media essentials, about the success of your debut album. Are you surprised at the success of it?
Is it arrogant if I say no? Probably. But I love it. I mean, to me, if you're not in a band that, like, if you're not in the band that essentially is like your favourite band or one of your favourite bands, then why are you in a band? There's you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that play music that they hate, and I couldn't do that. You know, I don't want to go on stage every night and sort of not enjoy what I'm doing. So, you know, I love our album. You know, so, you know, it doesn't surprise me that they like it as well. It just makes me happy that somebody else feels the same way that I do.
Because you do sell your own merchandise and you sell it online by big carton. You're wearing one now, actually. Is it surprising when you see like people walking around in the streets wearing your sort of?
Yeah, because I know that I put it in the envelope and posted it out and stuff, and I designed it like this. You know, like if someone's wearing this, you know, I know that I sat at home and diddled up that design, you know, in a couple of minutes, and went, you know, sent it off and it got printed, and then you see someone wearing it, you're like, it is cool. You know, I like that sort of, like I said, I used to do art, so I do a lot of the creative stuff in terms of all the artwork and things like that. I just do all that, so yeah, it's cool.
You played a sold-out show supporting May Day Parade in Birmingham last night. How did that go?
That was awesome. I mean, we played Coco the night before, and so going from like a 1,200 capacity venue to I think Birmingham Academy is about 600 capacity. Going from that to that, I sort of thought it might be a bit of an anti-climax, you know, because it's Coco. But it was amazing. I mean, it was sold out. Came on stage. The crowd reception was amazing. I mean, a lot of the time I go on stage and I'm like, where the hell are you guys when we play our own shows? Like, you know? But it was really fun. It was great. It's been a pleasure to tour with those guys, Mayday Parade, and all the bands on the tour. Those are the guys that walked past before. They're legends. They're really funny.
Yeah, because we're at Slam Dunk now, and you've recently performed. How is it for you? Did you get a good reception today? Or?
Yeah, it was amazing. I was really, really happy with it. I was really, really nervous when we walked in, because we literally turned up and we had to play 10 minutes after. We walked in and there was about 5 or 10 people like on the little barrier sort of waiting to see us, like Uber fans. And I walked in and I was like, oh god, there's going to be no one here. Like really nervous. So then I went for a piss. And then when I came back, it was full. So like I went for a piss and then came back and walked in through the back, and I was like, oh shit. And I had to walk through everybody to get back, like get to walk through the crowd to get to the stage. So I was pushing through. I was like, this is really inconvenient, but it's really good that you're all here. I walked on and checked, and I was like, Jesus, where did all these people come from? So it was cool. It was really good.
So have you been checking out some of the acts today? Which would you recommend?
I'm definitely going to. I wanted to check out Lower Than Atlantis, but I think they're on. I think they've been on or are on now. But we're going to catch them tomorrow because they're on just after us tomorrow. I think I'll probably check out the We Are the Ocean Boys. If not, just heckle them because it's funny. But we love those guys, and yeah, I mean, we want to check out the starting line, obviously, and Goldfinger and all the big bands and stuff. But like I said before to someone else, a festival for me is more fun when you don't plan to go and see people. You just wander around and you stumble across bands that you wouldn't normally see. That's the good thing about festivals like this, with loads of stages, loads of bands. You know, there are some bands you've seen before, so you could go see them again, or you could just see what happens and see where you end up. You might stumble upon someone that you never heard of before and love them. So,
because for anyone who hasn't seen you live, what are they missing out on, and why should they check you out?
I think we're really good live, and I think that's kind of rare these days because people overproduce their records too much, and they focus too much on recording the songs and not actually being able to play them. And we don't use any auto-tune, no click tracks, nothing, no backing tracks or anything. We just literally go out and play. So I think they should come and watch us because it's like live, real, raw music, and we play with a lot of passion, and it's just good to watch 4 or 5 guys.
It's